Hi, thanks for joining a new video. Let me share what I liked and disliked about the HONOR Magic 7 Pro after testing it. As always, don't buy the HONOR Magic 7 Pro without watching this video. Take into account its launch price, which in Mexico has been set at 29,999 pesos. This means that at this price point, it competes directly with the Ultra models of other brands, with only a slight price difference. Therefore, we can expect absolutely everything. First, let me share what I like the most. The screen has a maximum peak of 5000 nits, it's brutal, plus its dimming rate is 4320 Hz, so it will be impossible to see any flickering when you have the brightness low. It is a very comfortable screen that definitely meets what you expect from a high-end, but even excels a little further. The speakers have improved considerably over the last generation, now already perceived as a very premium speakers. Going head-to-head with the iPhone, which is typically device with superior sound, so I really love this aspect. It additionally provides the option to independently raise and control the volume of each application. So if you have multiple applications playing audio simultaneously, but you can make some apps sound louder than others, which will surely make you feel more at ease. And we are able to highlight. Additionally, it offers a feature known as motion sensing capture, which enables automatic capturing, making it perfect for capturing movements such as jumps or pets. Personally, I lean more towards manual photography, however. If you wish to use it as an extra tool, you can enable it and that's all. You can still take pictures manually, which is cool. The portrait mode is excellent, especially with the 6x zoom, it looks professional. I like that about this phone. It also has a dual recording mode showing both rear and front cameras. It's versatile with many options. While recording, show one camera, then add the other scene without pausing the video. Another feature I love is intelligent rotation. Few phones have it. It doesn't just rotate the screen when you turn it, it detects your face. So if you lie down watching the phone, the screen stays in portrait. Few phones have this useful feature. It also has a winning combination, ultrasonic fingerprint reader and facial unlock. So whichever method you prefer, it has a good level of security, unlike the vast majority of devices that bet either on fingerprint reader or facial recognition. But this one combines the best of both modes, so it's great. It also offers very good options at the security level, such as a parallel space, safe, app lock, and more. In addition, the 100 watts charger is included in the box, nothing that you have to buy separately. And in my test, with only 15 minutes, reached 40% of the battery and charged from 0 to 100 in 46 minutes. In fact, by activating the turbo charge, it got up to 46% in just 15 minutes. So really, that's great because you regain power quickly. In my battery test, it was strong, exceeding 5 hours, which few phones achieve. Powerful processors usually drain fast, but this one held up well. Your battery is good, plus it provides infrared, which many mid and low range devices have, but it's uncommon in high range ones. However, it's very useful to use it as a universal remote control, so applause for HONOR in this aspect. And finally, within the positive points, it has a great ecosystem with many options and everything works harmoniously with each other. But now let me tell you what I didn't like about it. Software-wise, there's no equalizer. To use one, plug in headphones, but you can't change skip sounds, which already sound great on their own, but it's always beneficial to have access to an equalizer. This is particularly useful if you find yourself suddenly listening to some content that doesn't appeal to you. Having the ability to adjust the sound settings can make a significant difference in your listening experience. But in this case, you can adjust something there, but they don't provide that option here. The front camera lacks autofocus, which I believe is a major flaw and quite serious because at the high end, this is unacceptable. We need autofocus to be able to. It is essential to have autofocus so that we can properly approach an object or remain in focus, regardless of our distance from the camera, whether we are positioned very far away or extremely close. In this scenario, having autofocus is crucial. The truth is that its functionality is essentially that of a mid-range device. A minor detail which I must mention because it really bothers me is that whenever you rotate, the front camera always switches to portrait mode. This behavior is common in many Chinese devices and honestly it drives me crazy. The way I prefer portrait mode is to have the background blurred. However, when taking a selfie where I want the background to be clear, I need to either turn off portrait mode or switch to photo mode. This process is quite frustrating for me, especially regarding the user experience. In the backlit selfies, you'll notice some areas are overexposed. For this range, the front camera photos don't quite meet expectations. Regarding the rear cameras, the long-range zoom is lacking, mainly because it needs internet to enhance images at this price point. Other competitors don't need an internet connection for taking pictures. these improvements in the level of detail, then I think that this point plays against this device, especially because it will also consume mobile data. If you are taking photos with zoom, it will be improving them with internet, and that does not help much. Also, when taking backlit photos, you will notice that the preview is still not optimized, and it is something that is increasingly common in high-end devices. The iPhone had it for a long time. Gradually, other manufacturers are improving the preview, but this one is still taking its time. It shows the background all burnt, which if you are not a user who already has the knowledge that the cell phone will make a later improvement, you will think, oops, my cell phone is going to take a very ugly picture. So you look for another angle to change the picture. That's why it also affects the user experience. At night, you'll find that using the night mode becomes necessary to achieve positive results. This isn't something I appreciate, especially considering the price. I believe that even with the automatic mode, you should be able to capture excellent photos. While the photos aren't terrible, there's a noticeable improvement when using the night mode. I must emphasize that for users who prefer a more everyday and practical approach, it would be ideal if the night mode could automatically activate, ensuring that you capture photos of very high quality without any additional effort. Take into account that this does not provide support for 4K resolution at 120 frames per second, nor does it support 4K resolution at 30 frames per second. Parameters that other competing devices, even those that are more affordable, will support. When it comes to video recording, I believe it has some drawbacks. Indoors, I wasn't fully convinced, and when using backlight with the telephoto, for example, it results in significant overexposure. At night, it also falls short. Additionally, the zoom capability in video recording only goes up to 10x, which is really quite limited compared to competitors. In this regard, the experience feels very limited. Additionally, while it offers video recording in portrait mode with a blurred background, it only supports full HD at 24 frames per second. In comparison, competitors provide 4K at 30, which means it significantly lacks in quality. Furthermore, if you're interested in gaming, I should mention that although it can reach 120 frames per second, this is only in certain content. If it gets warmer than preferred, but if you bought it, share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me how it went. If it improved on something I mentioned in my recent review, or maybe it's already received updates that have been improving it, so let me know. All your experience here in the comments. Tell me if the battery really is very good or not. Everything I want to read here. We've reached the end of this video. If you liked it, let us know and see you next time.